So morning everyone, it's day 36, 6 o'clock in the morning. Going to leave a little bit later today. And I thought it might be interesting for you guys, before I go out and do the run and talk about all of that stuff, just to see kind of what I've been having for breakfast basically, what I use to kind of fuel these runs. So here's a quick look at what I'm going to be eating today. Bearing in mind this is a slightly shorter run, so I've not got quite as big a breakfast as I might have had other days, but here's what's going in my belly to fuel 22 miles. So basically I've got a combination here of some stuff from the supermarket. Every day I've been having one of these since Bulgaria. It's a multivitamin, which I bought there. I've just been using that as a kind of top up, keep the immune system kind of strong. Often I will have a whole avocado. I really like the good fats, lots of calories in this, nice and calorie dense, really easy to eat. I find it's really easy on the stomach as well. Just peel that and eat it like an apple basically. 2 bananas, I've already eaten half of one. I'll eat this one, then I intend to take this second one out and I'll have that whilst I'm walking that first mile. I've often been buying these sort of yogurt drinks. I don't really know, I mean, they're full of calories. There's lots and lots of calories in there. They're quite high in sugar as well, which is not great, but I guess, you know, for normal diets or what have you. But they're tasty, and I find I enjoy them in the morning. They go in nice and easily, and yeah, they're just, I don't know, they sit well in the stomach, so I've been having quite a lot of those before I go. And then in here, I've got my mix of 33 Fuel replacement shake. So this is a 33 ingredient kind of superfood shake with lots of energy, lots of good nutrients. I've mixed that up with some super greens powders and a serving of full kind of complete amino acids, which someone recommended me to take, and that basically gives me the foundations of great nutrition for the day. So this is basically giving my body almost everything it needs in the morning to sort of be strong for the day. And I'll have one of those. Sometimes I've been putting 2 of the 33 shakes in a bottle in the morning if I'm going to go for a really long run. So that there today will be my breakfast. I will also obviously drink water, quite a lot of water, but that's what I've got today. So we're out, we're moving, and I've walked about 500 meters. The first thing we've got to do is get on that ferry and get across to the other side. It goes every half an hour, so I wasn't quite sure what the timings were really, I didn't manage to suss it out last night basically, so I'm now, I think I've got a little bit of a wait, but when you're waiting somewhere with a view like this, it's all right. There's another thing I wanted to talk about, another thing that people sort of say to me often in this when I meet them. They say this phrase, and it's sort of interesting. They say, I'm not a serious runner like you, or words to that effect. I'm not a runner at your level, or, you know, and I don't know, I'm doing this, but I'm just a bloke that started running 12 years ago. I'm not an elite ultra runner. I'm not particularly gifted. You know, I'm not fast. You know, there are people who'd be able to do this route in a quarter of the time that I'm doing it in, if they sort of set their mind to it. You know, we all know those names. But I think I find it really interesting because I've run a bit, you know, I've done a bunch of ultras, but I haven't done, you know, there's loads of people who've done more ultras than me. They've done them better than me. You know, there are lots of stronger runners out there than me. I'm just not an average runner, because obviously, you know, not as, you know, ultra running and stuff like this is a bit of a niche, but what I'm trying to get at here is that I'm just a normal person that decided to try and come and do something a bit bigger than I am, you know, or whatever, you know, to really, really test myself And I honestly believe that this is the kind of thing that anyone, given the right conditions, could have a go at. You know, you can all reach, I don't know, it's like, I don't want to say that in a broad sort of sweeping way, because obviously there's differences, but what I mean is that there's nothing particularly special about me coming to do this. I'm just doing it. You know, and there's in a positive way I mean that there's like a power somewhere, if you can find it, that whatever it is that you want to do that you feel is bigger than you, I think you can do it. You don't have to be an elite. You don't have to look at people and go, oh, that guy's too, I could never do what he's doing, or what she's doing, or, you know, there's no barriers to it in a certain extent. I mean, I'm waffling now because there are, but I'm trying to sort of grasp for what I really, really mean. I guess it's that I'm not, before I do this, I'm not a particularly special runner. And if I can do this, then whatever it is that you feel that you're maybe not special enough to do, or wondering if you are, I think the answer is go and give it a go and find out. And probably the answer will be yes, you can do it. But you're never going to know if you don't go and give it a go, which is why I'm here. Walking along a dyke road in the middle of Hungary, in a place I don't know, hoping that I have a lovely day. So a quick little update at the end of day 36, I think it's 36, losing count of the days. And yeah, it's sort of an easier sort of 22-mile run today. Beautiful run really, just was all dyke roads, which were mainly paved. Sometimes it was kind of dirt tracks, but lots of free running, lots of easy running. Was good, really good going. And I moved well, you know, kept to my sort of 5 miles per hour pace. Sometimes I was a bit quicker. I felt strong today, and yeah, like the 20s are in my head, they're easy to do. You know, I can really get my head around the 4 hours or whatever it was, 5 hours about, but you know, with the ferry crossing, and that level, I'm ticking over quite nicely. I'm now in a beautiful town called Baja in Hungary. It's been really magic actually. Some of the towns that you go into, you get a good feel for. Some of them you maybe don't get such a good feel. This one was one that instantly as I ran through it, I knew it was going to be great. You know, it's got a nice little old town, pedestrianised area. And they've just had a festival of kind of, they called it a beer-BQ, basically beers and burgers and, you know, kind of street food vans and stuff, a bit of live music, which was great. I just went and had some kind of pulled pork roll, I've actually had 2 beers. I probably should have only had 1. But you know what, there was some live music, I was enjoying myself. And then I ordered something that they had, this kind of sort of, it was a bit like a roll of a donut. I can't really describe it. It was wrapped around almost like a rolling pin and then cooked on charcoal turning. So it's almost like donut sort of dough, but it goes hard and crispy on the outside, and then they roll it in cinnamon. Anyway, it was delicious. I had one of those. So it was nice to do something of an evening that was a bit different and chat to a few people. And yeah, I felt like I needed that, because I'm about to go into some difficult days actually. I've got
tomorrow I've got to do 43 miles. The next day I've got to do 36, and I've got a 33. So 3 absolute whoppers of days. And while I've been running well so far, this is going to be a huge test of the body, of the mind. Luckily, the weather looks like it's going to be cool. It's not going to be too hot tomorrow for the 43 miler, but it's going to be 9 hours of running, pretty much regardless of what happens, maybe longer. So I'm considering leaving at 5 instead of 6 tomorrow to try and sort of avoid too much of the midday heat if I can, or, you know, running too much into a hotter afternoon, even if it's only going to hit 27. And give myself a bit more of time actually to recover as well for the next day. I've basically got to get my ultra head on now. Really have to. I have to run this one very, very sensibly, this 43. I know I've got it in my locker, but I would be lying if I didn't say that it's got me, you know, I'm a little bit worried about it. It's a long way to run, and then to follow that up with another 36, you know. I've done this, so I know I can do it, but I do feel like this lump is a big one in the whole project, in the whole challenge. If I can get through these 3 days, I'm then in Budapest, and then I meet Adam, and then after that I think there's not too many more sections where, you know, the distance between towns means that I've got to do something like this. So yeah, I'm good. I'm in good spirits. I'm happy. You know, I've had a good day. I've got a nice apartment here. I'm going to get some good sleep, and tomorrow I will get up and I will basically put my best head on and go out there and get this done, because that's what I'm here to do. It's just about, you know, this is the test. You know, maybe I've even spoken about it where I've sort of, things haven't gotten, they're not easy. That's not the word, but, you know, there's a rhythm to it, and I'm settled into the rhythm, and I've been managing that quite nicely. This is about to become a big, more of a thorough sort of test. It's a long distance. So, but that is what we are here for. So anyway, I better go and get some sleep, and yeah, I will, as ever, keep the updates coming. If you want to follow how the day goes tomorrow live, or, you know, with more regular updates, I'll check it out over on my Instagram account on @manvmiles, where I sort of do lots more kind of stories and bits and pieces, and I'll probably tell the story of the 43 miler as I go. So yeah, yeah, I will crack on with that tomorrow, and I'll see you guys again.